death.
Welcome back, guys, to another Clash Royale video, and today we're going to be taking a look at this Hog Rider lightning strategy. But here is the deck I'm using. Let's go ahead and take a look at some replays here. So here we are, guys, facing off against a level 9 here. Of course, I am on my mini account. Now, the whole idea with this strategy is to go in with that Hog Rider and then have the lightning spell available to take out whatever defense your opponent wants to use to distract your Hog Rider. But that is easier said than done, because that's a 10 elixir push with just the Hog Rider and the lightning spell, and it's very easier to deal with a counter push and overextend with that strategy, so you have to be careful. Now right here I'm kind of testing the waters with a Hog Rider Musketeer push on the right hand side. Unfortunately, he does have the Barbarians to counter, and I'm forced to use the Valkyrie to counter the Barbs. And then on the left hand side, he's going to sneak in a Royal Giant, and I only have the Goblins to counter it, and he's able to get some decent damage done to my tower, bringing it down all the way to 1700 health. So not really the greatest opening exchange so far in this battle. Now, like I said, with the Hog Rider Lightning push, you have to be careful because you're spending a total of 10 elixir on those 2 cards, and you're not really getting any damage done to the defending troops, so you do have to worry about the counter pushes. So in my opinion, you have to wait until you can hit the defensive structure, the tower, and an additional troop with a lightning spell in order for it to be worth it. Now right here, I'm going to try and go on the left hand side with the Hog Rider, sending it all the way in the back to give me some time to get the elixir ready to drop down the lightning spell, but unfortunately he does have the mini P.E.K.K.A. to take out my Hog Rider. So that was a huge waste of 10 elixir right there, and that's what I mean about you have to be careful with how you use the Hog Rider lightning push. Now you might want to consider throwing in an elixir pump into your deck. If you want to use this deck here, I would suggest maybe switching out the arrows. I just like having the arrows as a second answer to Minion Horde and stuff like that. Now right here, he's going to come in with the Royal Giant. I'm going to go ahead and use my Musketeer to help take it out, and he will do some decent damage to my tower, but I hopefully will have a decent counter push to come back with after this Royal Giant goes down. So right here, Musketeer making her way over to the bridge. Going to go ahead and drop down the Hog Rider here. He drops down the Valkyrie as well as the Goblins. Going to go ahead and use the Zap Bell to stun that tower and also kill all those Goblins, allowing the Hog Rider to take that tower all the way down to 1100 health. So definitely back into this game with one push right there. Now right here, going to go ahead and use the Valkyrie to counter that Wizard, and then use the Goblins from a different angle to take it out, saving some health with my Valkyrie. Now unfortunately, this Valkyrie is going to go in there, not really get too much accomplished, but right here, going to get ready for this defense with the Royal Giant. Down goes the cannon to distract it, and I do have the Musketeer as well as the tower, taking it out, and he doesn't actually get any damage into my tower, so definitely pretty good right there. And now we are in the double elixir period, where it's a lot easier to make this Hog Rider lightning strategy work. So right here, Hog Rider going in, lightning spell going down to take out this furnace, and allow my Hog Rider to reach the tower, doing some decent damage, getting a couple hits off, bringing it down to 350 health. Now right here, down goes another cannon to distract that Royal Giant. He's going to go ahead and use his Wizard, and all I need to do is sneak in this Hog Rider here, hopefully get one hit, and then I will be able to use the lightning spell to finish off that tower and give myself the 1 crown victory. So right here, guys, 6 elixir, down goes the lightning spell, giving me that 1 crown victory. Let's go ahead and take a look at the next replay. So here we are, guys, facing off against another level 9. Now my opponent here is using a Giant Skeleton Sparky deck. This is a version of the Sparky strategy that I actually haven't seen used before, so this should be a pretty interesting battle. Now unfortunately, I don't really have the greatest starting hand. The Hog Rider is my only offensive card, and of course you never really want to start a battle with a naked Hog Rider because you don't know what kind of cards your opponent has yet. But fortunately for me, my opponent does go on the offensive, so I am able to use my cannon to take out those Spear Goblins as well as the Bomber, and then cycle towards my Musketeer, start setting up a slow push here on the right hand side. Now the reason I want to focus on the right hand side is that's the lane my opponent has placed down his elixir pump, and if I need to, I can use the lightning spell to damage that pump, damage the tower, and also take out a defensive troop. But unfortunately for me, my opponent places down the Sparky, so I actually decide to use the Zap Spell to reset the attack timer on the Sparky and allow my Valkyrie to do some decent damage to that tower. Now right here, gonna go ahead and use my lightning spell to damage that pump, damage the tower, and also damage the Sparky. So the Sparky is pretty weak here, but unfortunately he also has a wizard to support it, so I can't use the goblins, and I'm forced to use my Hog Rider to soak up the attack from the Sparky. Now if I would have used the goblins right there, the wizard actually attacks faster than the Sparky, and the wizard would have taken out all the goblins, and the Sparky's attack timer wouldn't have been reset, and that's why I was forced to use the Hog Rider. Now right here, my opponent has a pretty big elixir advantage. I'm going to sit back and wait till I get to 10 before I make my next move. I want to play it safe now that I have the damage lead and I know my opponent is using a Sparky deck. So right here, hitting 10 Elixir, gonna start setting up a slow push on the right hand side with that Musketeer behind my King Tower, and as soon as the Musketeer passes that tower, gets closer to the bridge, gonna go ahead and use a Valkyrie up front to support her. So right here, Valkyrie going down right at the bridge. Now take a look at my hand. The only really next card I have to play is a spell or a cannon. So gonna go ahead here, wait to see what he does. He drops down the goblins, and I kind of hesitated for a quick second there. I probably could have used the Zap spell to kill those goblins and allow my Musketeer to damage that tower. But unfortunately, like I said, I did hesitate. Now right here, gonna go ahead and use the lightning spell to damage that pump, damage the tower, and also damage the Sparky. Even though it is the opposite tower that's weak, I want to weaken that Sparky and make it easier to take her out when she's on my side of the arena. So right here, cannon distracting the giant skeleton, Zap spell resetting the attack timer on the Sparky, allowing the Musketeer to take it out pretty quickly, and we do have the 1 crown lead so far in this battle. Now 25 seconds left here. All I really have to do is defend, and I will get the 1 crown victory. He drops down another Sparky, so once again, I'm going to go ahead and lighten the tower on the left-hand side, as well as that Sparky. And all I really want to do is weaken the Sparky and make it a little bit easier to take out when she crosses the bridge and comes onto my side of the arena. So right here, Zap spell going down, resetting the attack time on the Sparky. And all it takes is 2 shots from the Musketeer to finish off that Sparky, and there we go, we do get the 1 crown victory. Let's go ahead to the next replay here. So here we are with the final replay. Now unfortunately, no live battle today because the iPad that I use for this account here has been giving me some problems recently, and until I get that fixed, I won't be able to do live battles on this account. Now my opponent here is actually using a Lava Hound 3 Musketeer strategy, something that I've honestly never seen done before, so this should be a pretty fun battle. But unfortunately, I don't really have the greatest card rotation to start out. So I'm going to go ahead and do a Valkyrie Goblin push. Not really the most ideal push, but I do have to cycle towards my Musketeer if I want to counter this Lava Hound. So right here, going to go ahead and use the cannon to hopefully distract the Lava Hound, and then use my Musketeer from a different angle, just in case he has a Fireball or a Freeze spell. Now right here, Zap spell going down to finish off that mini P.E.K.K.A to save my Musketeer, and then you're going to go ahead and use the Valkyrie to hopefully counter this Ice Wizard as well as the Spear Goblins. But unfortunately for me, the Ice Wizard plus the Spear Goblins do take out the Valkyrie, and right here, I'm going to wait a quick second and then use the arrows to counter all of that, and overall we didn't take too much damage to my tower. I mean, my tower is down to 1900 health, and he does have 2 pumps, so I still am at a disadvantage in this battle, but nothing we can't come back from. Now right here, we're going to wait a quick second, build up the Elixir, and once you get to 10 Elixir, you're going to go ahead and make a play here. Wait to see if he does anything first. Down goes the Hog Rider with the Goblins. Now this is the first time in the battle that I've seen the 3 Musketeers. Kinda caught me off guard, and I ended up using the Zap spell to stun all the Musketeers and give my Hog Rider some time to do damage to that tower. But the problem with that is the Zap spell was my strong counter to the Musketeers, because right here I would have zapped and then Musketeer to kill all of them, or sorry, zapped and then use the Valkyrie to kill them all, but I ended up having to use the arrows to weaken them all and hopefully allow my tower to finish them off, preventing too much damage to my tower. So right here, my tower is sitting at 1000 health, his tower is sitting at 1700 health, so I still am in this game, but he's being super aggressive once again with a Lava Hound minion push. Now right here, going to go ahead and use my Zap spell. Now fortunately for me, the Zap spell does one-shot the minions, but my opponent is a higher level, his tower has more health, his towers do more damage, and he also has 2 legendaries in his deck, so in my opinion, that does even up the playing field a little bit. Lightning spell going down here to take out all of the Musketeers and give me a huge 3 Elixir advantage in a 1 card exchange. Now right here, Musketeer is still alive. Gonna go ahead and let her go in there and get something done. Hopefully do some damage to that tower. She will be able to get 1 shot on the tower, 2 shots, bring it all the way down to 1200 health. Zap spell going down once again to kill those minions. Musketeer going in here to hopefully damage the Ice Wizard, and the Hog Rider is able to get 2 hits on that tower, bringing it down to 786 health. Now right here, going to go ahead and use my Valkyrie to distract the mini P.E.K.K.A. He's dropping down the Lava Hound once again with the minions, I believe. No, he doesn't use the minions, he drops down the Spirit Goblins, so the Valkyrie hopefully able to go in there and take him out. And all I need to do is get this Hog Rider to do some decent damage to the tower, and then I can finish it off with a lightning spell. So right here, going to wait, use the lightning spell, damage that tower, and then I'm going to use the Zap spell to finish it off, give myself the 1 crown victory. Anyways guys, the end of the video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching guys, and we'll see you in the next video.